What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the latest physique update from the Sprint Pro champion, William Bonac, who is now getting ready for this upcoming Portugal Pro. So we were all so eager to see this rematch between William Bonac and Michael Crizo. But unfortunately Crizo dropped out because of that shoulder injury. And as of right now, the only other big name that has hinted about doing Portugal Pro, that is Nathan Daa. But even his attendance isn't confirmed just yet. So will this be another victory for William Bonac? Well, if Nathan Daa decides not to do this show and just focuses on this upcoming Dubai Pro, then this might very well be an easy victory for William Bonac. So Bonac beating both Stephane and Michael Crizo, that was kind of an upset, because he was fighting guys 10 years younger than him. And all of us knew that William Bonac won't have the biggest or the most athletic structure on that stage. But him and his current coach Stefan delivered. They brought an amazing look at that show, and that was enough for the judges to give him the first place finish. But that being said, I have to say it is highly unlikely that William Bonac is going to be a factor at this upcoming Mr. Olympia, especially in that first call out. Because some of those guys who are potentially going to be in the top 6 this year at the Olympia, they are going to expose the hell out of William Bonac's waistline, just like Derek Lunsford did back in 2022. The first shot, the front relax of William versus Derek, that was a clear announcement by Derek that the young guys have taken over. But the Olympia is way down the line in October, which might very well be his last Mr. Olympia ever. So let's just look forward to Bonac's package here in Portugal in a couple of weeks. He was spot on here at the Emperor Classic Spain, so let's see if they can repeat that performance. Samson Daa has arrived at the Oxygen Gym Kuwait, and this is gonna be a long tour for him. We are 16 weeks out of this upcoming Mr. Olympia, and this time there is more anticipation than ever on how Samson Daa is gonna show up at the Olympia stage this year. Because this time he is gonna be working with a totally different team around him. So I'm sure Samson is gonna thrive in this kind of an environment. I mean, we all know his story. That man had a very humble beginning, and it isn't like he had instant gratification as an IFB pro. It took him a lot of years to win his first pro show, and right now everyone believes that Samson Daa has a great shot at winning the Olympia if he nails his condition, if he can bring that next level of conditioning that the judges and the fans want to see on him. So Samson is gonna thrive at the Oxygen Gym Kuwait because he knows what's at stake here, and that is the Olympia title. So Samson isn't a young guy like Derek or Nick Walker, so the man has got a limited window of opportunity, and he needs to maximize on that. So all of his off-season physique updates have been so impressive this year. So the goal for this off-season was to put on more thickness in all the areas necessary. And just looking at some of his updates, specifically looking at his back, that is looking very good. Not only was he looking a lot more bigger, a lot more denser, but he was holding an insane conditioning for 330 pounds. So majority of the guys who went out there in Kuwait, they had a lot of success. Even Big Ramy placed second at the Olympia in 2017 against one of the greatest of all time, Phil Heath. And according to Phil Heath, that was the best Big Ramy ever. So even though Big Ramy did not win the Olympia when he was training in Kuwait, but he had some years where he looked absolutely awesome. So Samson's stay here in Kuwait is going to be an exciting chapter on the road to this upcoming Mr. Olympia 2024. So the boys have checked in for the Flex Pro Italy, and 2 times reigning champion of Italy, Nathan Daa is looking extremely confident that he is going to take down the pride of Iran, Stefan, this weekend. So the great thing for Nathan is that his coach Stefan is there in person to beat Nathan in the best possible way. And from all these latest physique updates, Nathan looks dry and hard, and that is his true strength. So Nathan's front lat spread is one of the best out there in the men's open bodybuilding right now. Especially when he is truly on, he looks insanely good in that shot. So we are now less than 48 hours of the show, and Nathan is gonna continue to dry out and fill up more, as the carb loading process must have begun by now. So this upcoming battle between Stephane and Nathan Daa, that is turning out to be a great one. So Nathan is the real veteran here. And the thing is, he has got a lot to prove this time, because he got beat by multiple young guys in that post-Olympia tour last year. So this is gonna be a real test for Nathan. So Behrouz and Nathan are supposed to battle it out, not only just here in Italy, but later they are gonna compete at Dubai Pro as well, which is probably gonna be one of the biggest shows of the year. So Christian Volsky is another guy who is gonna be the one to watch out for, especially if he brings that same look, that same package that we saw from him earlier at this year's New York Pro. And he got everyone's attention by placing 5th at the New York Pro. and some even thought that he should have placed higher than that. So people were so impressed by him, based on the amount of improvements he was able to make in just 1 year. And the guy really isn't missing anything. He is very complete front to back, top to bottom. The guy has got everything. The mass, the freakiness, and not to mention some great conditioning as well. Even if we take a look at his recent update, he looks extremely shredded today. So I'm sure he can be one of those guys who can make top 3 here in this show in Italy. So keep an eye out for this guy. Next up is the 2.5 weeks out physique update of Stefan. And now we know much more on how much more he needs to drop in order to make that classic physique weight cutoff. So 6 more pounds to be precise. And I have to say that is a lot, considering the amount of time he has left to make it. So these bodybuilders can lose this much weight in just one night, by water manipulation and all. But I am sure this isn't how Stefan and Patrick would like to do that. They will continue to chip away little by little in the next 2.5 weeks, although we can all see that he is absolutely shredded to the bone even right now. So he must be losing muscle at this point. But the thing is, that was given even before he started this prep. Because we all know with the current regulations of classic physique, Stefan will never showcase his maximum potential on the stage because he will lose some roundness, some fullness during that weight making process. And that is always going to be the case for him. So how much would he lose? That is the real question. And I have to say, so far they have done a very good job at it. So these updates are fasted in the morning. And Stefan is going to look like a totally different animal with a good pump and a decent amount of carbs in his system. So lastly, I have the latest physique update from Florian Stephane on his journey back to the men's open bodybuilding. So as of right now, he is weighing in the high 280s in these updates. So the moment he started eating like an open bodybuilder, the man blew up in such a quick manner that even he himself did not expect that. And that is why he dropped a few pounds. And he will continue to do that in these upcoming weeks. And then he is going to decide what show he's going to be doing next. And that show is going to be in the men's open bodybuilding. So how high can he place in the men's open class? Well, that all depends on how much improvements can he make when it comes to his back. If we go back and watch his physique from 2019 Portugal Pro, where he made his pro debut, the man was good enough to be so competitive even back then against all the top pros, especially from the front, but he was lacking in development from the back. He had one of the most impressive physiques from the front. But the thing is, the competition in the men's open bodybuilding, that has definitely gone up in the last few years. While Florian was chasing classic physique in that time, all these guys in the men's open class, they were constantly getting better. And although he placed second in his last classic physique contest, but you put that physique of Florian in classic physique next to the one he had in the men's open bodybuilding back in 2019. And I have to say, there is just no comparison there. This guy belongs in the open. So let's wait and see what he can do this year. Can he qualify for this upcoming Mr. Olympia? So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video. And smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.